Hi folks, this is Mike Poirier with the Titanic International Society. We are here at Berkeley Memorial Cemetery in Middletown, Rhode Island, just outside of historic Newport. And we are here visiting the grave of Louis Brugier, who was aboard the White Star liner Arabic when it sank August 19th, 1915, which 104 years ago. Unfortunately, he lost his mother Josephine. And just a little background, they were from a prominent banking family of California, but of course spent the social season in Newport. And they built a beautiful mansion called Castlewood out on Coddington Point. Unfortunately, his mother was a very big spender, more than her allowance was given to her, and eventually she lost control of the mansion, and she was famous for attending the auction and buying back some of her own property. So they traveled abroad after that and spent time in Paris and England, and they booked passage on the Arabic, which much smaller liner, and he was traveling with his two bulldogs along with his mother and her maid. And they only spent one night on the Arabic, and early the next morning the maid came to his room and said there was a ship sinking nearby and that if he wanted to see it. And he had put on his overcoat. No sooner did he leave than the Arabic was torpedoed by the U-24. So he rushed to his mother's cabin, and unfortunately she was a little slow to realize the dire situation they were in. But finally he coaxed her into her purple coat, and they made for the deck with the two bulldogs. And unfortunately, by the time they reached the deck, the lifeboats on that side had all been lowered, and there was a lifeboat that was just pulling away, and he threw the two bulldogs into it. But they decided to wait until the deck was closer to the water for when they would make their jump, which they did. And he paddled with his mother on his back. Unfortunately, he hit some wreckage, and he lost her. And the last he saw of her, she was clinging to some wood. And you know, it was sad that the ship only went down in 9 minutes, so there really wasn't much time. But anyways, he spent the rest of his life yachting and socializing in Newport, and his wife was Daisy Post Van Allen, who was known as the Queen of Newport, and they lived in the mansion Wakehurst, which is now part of Salve Regina. But that's just another local connection to White Star Line tragedy, and I hope you will join us for our next on-the-road adventure.